Come on. And we are going to go.
Everyone, we are the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Small Affordable Cars, and for the first time we are exclusively live from so-called studios in Acox Green. I'm joined on stage by Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
Well, yeah. Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Mr. Road Mark Adams.
Hello, everyone.
Chris Browne.
Yay.
And on Zoom, Mark Meredith.
Evening all.
And the chairman, Alan Watton.
Good evening, everybody.
So Blues,
We should call ourselves the Magnificent Seven now.
the Magnificent Seven, absolutely, yeah. So a defeat in Suffolk on Saturday, Claire, and not a bad performance overall, but just a bit sloppy for their goals, weren't we?
I thought we were awful. I'm
Did
not
you?
going
Really,
to lie. I generally thought we weren't good enough. We were looked nervous about the whole game. No problem, just answer the phone during it. I generally thought that we looked nervous playing against them. I think that we've just won 2 games on the bounce, and I just thought that we couldn't pass the ball at all. I think Miyoshi had his worst game for us for a long time. When we created, but I didn't think we were great. We scored the goal, which was a brilliant goal by JJ, but their goals were just really sloppy. And I think Sanderson you could tell he'd been out for a few weeks. He wasn't strong enough. But it was a good atmosphere. I think, we could have got something from it, but we move on to Saturday, really. Yeah.
I think we're lacking that leader on the field for me, I think. And I've said before, my first target in the summer would be someone like Conor Cody from Leicester. Obviously, they're going up. He's not getting in their team in the Championship, and I think he'd be perfect for us if he came to us. He wouldn't have to relocate. And he's a leader on the field, and he did it for Wolves, and he's playing for England a few years ago. So he's only 31, is he? 31, 32?
Yeah, I think we missed Bilic big time.
Yeah.
I was very shocked about the subs as well. I don't think the subs were really odd to take off 2 centre midfielders, with Sunjic on, then we went in a 3, and we just looked a bit disorientated. And Dembele, like everybody was saying, he's very, very lazy. So I think that, he needs to start running back, and Laird had 2 or 3 on him each time, and that's where 2 of their goals came from.
Robe?
Yeah, pretty much what Claire said. I'm going to the bar now. We've gone back to how we were a few weeks ago. We've just got no leadership at all, and all of a sudden we're back in trouble. I still think we'll stay up. I think the winnable games are to come, but I don't like saying a free hit, but that Saturday was, well, it's kind of expected if I'm honest. But having said that, we're in a fight again. and 17th place beckons unless we get this lead. You know, this leader on the pitch, like you mentioned a minute ago. We just haven't got that sort of personality, that sort of character.
No.
And it's telling now at the wrong part of the season. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get the chairman's thoughts. Where are you, mate? Can't see you now.
Hello. Hello.
Is he in a cupboard?
He's there. Don't worry.
Can nobody see my ugly mug?
Yeah, we can see it now.
We got you now.
Yeah, got there.
Okay. Well, I a bit more positive than Claire. I thought we did well to battle through the real pasting we took for 25 minutes. I was pleased that we saw that out. Their first goal was, it wasn't worked for, was it? It was a weak shot that the bloke got a foot to and it went in the other corner. I think we scored a wonderful goal, and for the next period of the game, shall we say, till probably they scored, I felt confident that they'd shot their bolt. They didn't look as inventive as they had done. We got hold of everything. We were on the front foot, and I certainly didn't expect us to lose and fancied us to win. But then it's very difficult to criticise the substitutions because 2 weeks previously we've made that change and it's worked wonderfully. But this time it didn't. And Dembele particularly, I wouldn't say he was lazy. I thought he was comatose. The bloke running past him for the goal, what was he thinking? And suddenly we find us behind and we suddenly lost that look of, well, we're going to get something out of this. We just didn't look like getting anything out of it after that. And we finished up with taking 2 defenders off. We were virtually one at the back by then. And of course, they scored easily, which was a bit disappointing. You know, if we'd have stayed at 2-1, we could have been saying, well, we were a bit of luck. But that was awful. That was shocking.
Yeah.
I don't hold with this free hit. I think every game we play, whoever we play, we are capable or should be capable of getting something out of it. You know, Ipswich are the top of the. Ipswich are the top of the. Ipswich are. Hello.
Oh yeah, carry on.
Ipswich are top of the second bunch of promotion hopefuls, and they're probably better than Albion, better than whoever else is in that top 6 or 7. But to me, they're miles behind the top 3. And having said that, Southend managed to get beat by Huddersfield Saturday. So what am I saying? But I think we should not be thinking in terms of free hits. This is opportunity. Every game is an opportunity to get something. But we move on to Saturday, and I think we'll be like we were the previous 2 Saturdays.
Hopefully, yeah. I agree with you though, Claire, on the subs. I think the subs changed the game when he made those changes.
I just didn't understand them. No idea what was going on. He took. I don't think Sung Ho had his best game for us, but that we were really, really defensive. I think, they came at us and they had a game plan. Everything went through their number 5 and Kiefer Moore. Everything went through him. I think you said it on your thing, Craig, as well, that everything went through. The big man at top goes wide and then came back in.
Yeah.
But I don't think we played well.
And I believe congratulations is in order, Claire.
Thank you.
Anyone who doesn't know, Claire and Holly's in the room as well. Got engaged yesterday, so big round of applause.
Thank you.
So with your parents in the room, Mr. Meredith, we better come to you next, mate.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah.
You're on your best behaviour.
Who?
I'm trying to be. I'm keep smiling. I changed my background so they don't know where I am. No, listen, I agree with you guys. I was coaching Saturday morning, so I only got in just before half time, and I seen JJ's goal, which was a great goal, great team goal, great finish. And I was really hoping, with it being so close to half time, that would give us the push and the momentum going into the second half. But it just didn't feel like that. I came back out and looked sluggish again for me. Then substitutes didn't really help, and I expected Ipswich to go and score a second, and then obviously they did get the third right at the end. So it was a difficult result to take, and it was a hard Saturday because it seemed like everybody else around us won. So it drags us back down to where we don't want to be. And you know, it's been a roller coaster the last couple of weeks. We win one, and teams around us don't win, and we get that point gap, and then we lose one, and they seem to win, and it's back down again. And you know, it's the typical roller coaster of Birmingham City, isn't it? We started the season with John Eustace in charge. He goes. We have obviously a disastrous period under Wayne Rooney. He goes. Mowbray comes in. Looks to have upped everything, and then unfortunately gets sick, which obviously I wish him all the best with that.
Yeah.
And then you've got Mark Venus in charge. So it's 4 different faces in the space of, 8 months, 9 months. It's a roller coaster for everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Craig?
I think what I saw of the game was that the substitutions, not only for them but for us, made the difference. We were weak off the bench, whereas, as predicted by the guy from Ipswich, they would swap their front partnership to continue the attacks, and that's exactly what was seen. And it never changes with Ipswich. So the only thing for me was Venus may have let himself down a little bit there if he was the person picking the team and looking at what was going on, and perhaps we should have been more focused on those front players. Saying that, great goal by JJ yet again to bring us back into it, but he's got to continue moving forwards. And hey, we've just made another £1 million when it comes to selling him. So also, just got to say a few things off the message board. We are monitoring them as we go along. So Nigel Mann has said, congratulations, Claire Giblin. Membership is free, but it costs you a fortune when you're married. You're welcome. Benji has also said, congratulations. We've also had Bill Mintz saying exactly the same thing. And Mark Lightwood has said, we were very poor at the weekend. Is it also me, or are we not realising and releasing the ball quick enough? 100% agree with Claire, and congratulations. So, very busy.
Got a lot of people agree with me, Craig.
No.
Not gonna lie.
Somebody's got to. Holly doesn't.
Alan disagrees because he's not here in person, you said. We're all agreeing with you because we're sat next to you. Anyone in the audience want to give us any thoughts or ask any questions
Yeah, just
at all?
shout up if you like.
I agree with Claire.
So, Mum,
Anyone got any thoughts on the game Saturday at all? No?
It just feels like Blues don't pass the ball. There doesn't seem to be a concession with the team. It seems to be a lack of, as you said, that leadership, but within the team.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be, one for all and that type of environment. You don't need, the people don't know where the next person's running.
No.
They're not going, I know you're going to make that run, so I'm just going to pass it there. They've not got that off the ball thinking.
No.
Off the ball running, they've not got that commodity as a team, and I think that's what's letting them down. I don't know if they need to have a couple of points outside to work on their team morale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We've definitely got quality in the team, no doubt. But, whether we've got, if the ambition next season is to try and push on, I think we'll stay up. I'm not going to talk as though
I think we'll stay up.
and let's all assume we're going to stay up. Then in the summer, I think, we do need a big rebuild. But it's not all going to happen in one window, is it?
No.
So we need to be patient. And I said last night, the foundations of the cake are there. It's all there. It just got to be patient for the cherry to go on the top, haven't we, I think?
Absolutely, yeah.
One thing I do want to say about the weekend is fair play to Punjabi Blues and Hollywood Monster as well for the banner. I think they did a really good job. Thank you, Suk, for asking me. And my mum and Lindsay and Terry told it up with him as well. I think the Ipswich fans are brilliant when they were clapping it as well. So they did a really good job.
Yeah, that was good to see as well.
Yeah,
and at Middlesbrough as well, they had a good tribute to Tony.
Quite a few
there as
clubs
well.
have had a tribute, so yeah.
Yeah, let's hope we see him back on the touchline in 6 weeks rather than...
I think we missed
Absolutely,
him.
we are going to miss him.
And I think, the players have now got to play for him. I think it's worse fear, to be honest.
Do you think, yeah?
Yeah, I think if you've got so many clubs saying get well soon, I think they... people are going to know more than they're going to let on. I just think that, we need to get used to it. But I think the players are a bit shell-shocked on Saturday and they were looking for somebody. So hopefully you know, we've got to beat all those round us now.
Yeah, definitely.
He's well loved, isn't he, Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's never done a bad job anywhere, has he?
No. Throughout the football.
But even as a player as well, he was loved wherever he played as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, you're going back to his playing career. I do remember him playing against us a few times as well when he was at Ipswich.
Yeah.
What's bugging me is all the people asking, you know, what's wrong with him.
I don't know. Nobody
We
knows.
don't
Nobody knows.
We
don't need to know.
We don't need to
No.
know, do we, surely?
But they put a time frame of it, which is what gives me more hope.
Yeah.
6
about
to 8
it.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't put a time frame on something if you wasn't
If it was sinister.
sure, especially something like that. So
Yeah.
you know.
It's
Like I say, we're flat as fans, so other players must feel, you know,
Yeah.
it must be worse for them. But you know, we do miss him already because he's just loved completely. He's like he's been here for years,
Yeah,
which is a good sign.
exactly.
definitely.
I wish I had that.
You've still got no friends.
Who said that?
Going home.
So yeah, but you know, we've won 2 out of the last 3. Let's look at it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, the other 2 are with Tony there, but you know, moving forwards now, I'm sure Tony's still in touch with them, and he'll be, you know, calling in via video, won't he, and
He'll have
chatting
input.
to them and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's still communicating. So if it was really that bad,
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be doing
He'd
that,
have
would
no
he either?
input at all. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's hope it's nothing too sinister, and he's back soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just got to get through the games without him, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we will do. I think the game against Southampton, obviously they lost against Millwall, and all the results went against us the weekend. I mean, if you put a bet on that at the weekend, you would have won some serious money. I think against Southampton, they've obviously lost through on the bounce, so it's obvious that they're probably going to beat us on Saturday, isn't it, really? Because that's what normally happens. But we've got to beat, it's the Millwall game, the QPR game, the Rotherham game. We've got to beat them and then get something, against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So I can't see us going down, but it makes you a bit nervous. So you're constantly looking over the shoulder. We only need to win 2 or 3. We need to literally win those 3 games out of those, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. March is a massive month for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got about 7 or 8 games in a month, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Big
March.
month.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
The women play this week, Craig?
We didn't have a game, no. It was International Week. There's quite a few turned out, though, for the international sides. But there's a lot to upcome over the next few weeks, starting this weekend. So, again, really big teams coming to St Andrews. There's some big games that are upcoming as well. So, as always, I say, you know, get there to support the ladies as much as possible. Any season ticket holders getting for free. We have tickets via the show, so please give us a shout and we'll sort people out. You know, the more people, the better it is. We are working to get Darren and the team, or some of the team, onto the show as well before the upcoming games, which will be great to help promote what's going on, and hopefully draw in an extra few fans that are coming to the ground. But some feedback from the last game was that we gave tickets to a gentleman whose son has some learning difficulties, and actually it's the first chance he's had to go to a football game because of basically a smaller crowd, not being too loud and having the ability to go. He's gone, thoroughly enjoyed it, stayed afterwards, met the players, had his photograph, signed a few things, and now all he keeps on asking is, when are we going back? So this is the thing that we want everybody to do, is come along, support the ladies. It's a totally different atmosphere, it's a totally different experience, but it's one for the families and one for the kids that they won't forget, because they do get a chance to interact, and Daz and the team do a fantastic job of that. So we'll get them on to talk about it more, some upcoming big games, and hopefully, like I say, before the next home game we'll have them on.
I'm also looking forward to a week on Thursday on this very stage with Paul Robinson and Michael Morrison. So if anyone, we're doing the captain's night here, if anyone would like to join me for that, then speak to Dennis at the back while you're here about tickets for that as well. Live Q&A with Paul Robinson and Michael Morrison, and anyone listening in as well, you can get tickets online as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And just to give you all a little preview, I've got the Who lined up, as you can imagine.
Oh, well done.
And these players play. Well, this player, I'm only going to play one, but this player played with Paul Robinson and Michael Morrison. Can you guess who it is?
This wasn't in rehearsal.
I know it wasn't. That's why it's going to go wrong.
Oh, no, we haven't.
Sorry, you don't know what's going on.
That's probably
who's
why.
this?
What's that?
Can't hear it.
Alan.
One job he had.
Fans who might not have seen you playing. What kind of player are you?
I like to be attacking minded. I like to get forward a lot, take players on, and score goals. Really.
Ooh. Any ideas?
Shout up if you know.
Pennant.
Jay Adams.
Nope. Not Pennant. He didn't play with Morrow or
I
Robbo.
don't know.
Mark just said Shay Adams.
Who said that?
Mark Meredith.
Has he got it?
He's too good at this. You're bad.
Sorry, Paul.
That's all right, mate. You was right there anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's the end of that one then.
This is what happens with her thinking, everyone's going to get involved, and then he just pipes up, and then that's it.
He's like a machine, isn't he?
Yeah.
He couldn't have even Googled that.
Nah.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Everyone's gone to the bar now.
I know, yeah. I was hoping that was going to kill 10 minutes, Mark.
You should have queued me in.
I know, yeah.
Nigel Mann says, who would we be going to sign in the summer and who's going? Who do we think?
Half the team's leaving, aren't they?
I think so,
I
yeah.
think there'll be a lot going.
Which good, because some of them, I'll drive them to wherever their next destination's going to go.
I think the likes of, I mean, would we keep Dukey for another season? I know Would you?
Yeah.
Who shouted that? Too
No.
old? Would you keep him in a coaching capacity? No? No, let him move on. Yeah. Yeah, I think if he wants to play regularly, he needs to, but I'd definitely love to see him back at the Blues in some sort of capacity in the future, though, because he's been a legend, hasn't he? But
yeah, but what would he coach?
Well, could be a striker coach, could be a manager. Who knows? He's definitely got the right credentials to be a manager, I think.
Who would you buy instead, then? Who would you get instead? So who would you swap him with?
The list is endless. There's so many players that you could bring in.
Yeah.
Will it make a difference? It's all about supply, not demand in this instance.
Yeah.
We don't supply. Supplied enough, we'd score more.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because by all accounts, there will be money to spend in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, we've said it on the show, haven't we? A lot of people think we've got millions and millions to spend, but it's not going to be like that, is it? We'll spend well, but we're not going to spend millions, are we?
Well, the thing is, we can only work to FFP regulations, can't we?
Yeah.
Which limits to what we can spend. So
we're not going to go out and do a forest and spend trillions.
No.
But yeah.
Well, other players' contracts up. Mark Roberts. Anyone keep Mark Roberts?
Well, I reckon you got at least 100,000 a week just on wages freed up.
Yeah.
So.
If they all go.
And the rest of it, do you know what I mean?
Do you think they'll all go, Claire? Do you think any of them will stay?
Some of them, I hope not, but I think.
Anyone you want to stay?
I think Ruddy would be good to stay as like a backup.
Yeah.
But I would definitely buy, or even go in for either the Wigan goalkeeper or the Sheffield Wednesday one.
Beadle,
yeah, I thought that they were really, really good against us, and they're young as well. We need to go for like young players, 20 to 25, so that they can actually have a few seasons with us, and then you can sell them on for a bit of money.
Yeah.
We're quite good at doing that. With some of the loan players now, would you sign some of them or?
I'd keep Dazelle. I like him a lot. I think he's going forwards. He is phenomenal, and he's got such an eye for a pass that if you get a decent striker playing just in front of him, we will thrive. And him and JJ just seems to be hitting it off. I think the more he plays, the bigger he becomes, and actually build a team around him for next season, because I think he could be that player like Jude that we have to give a full season to, and that we have to give him the opportunity to play week in and week out in order to progress that little bit further.
To be honest, Craig, I thought JJ's pretty average last year, and I'll hold my hand up and say, he's not going to cut the mustard, but he's added goals to his game now. He was doing it in pre-season, and now he's just on a different level. I didn't think he was capable of it, but he shut me up. I don't know about you.
No, he's doing well. Yeah. Alan, would you keep any of the loan players we've got, and would you keep any of the players whose contracts are up at the end of the season?
Stansfield, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, Dazelle. All the ones whose contracts are up.
Drama. What about Drama, Al? Would you keep Drama?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, I would. But if he's obviously on a decent wage with us, if we've got two very fine fullbacks without him, having a third one would be great. but if it came to, well, we've got to make a bit of a gap to get a goalkeeper or a centre forward or whatever, I would reluctantly sacrifice him then, but it would be reluctantly.
Yeah, Mark, Meredith.
Yeah, I think you definitely keep those three if you could. I think Stansfield's going to be a difficult one to keep. I'd certainly keep the other two. And then I just think we just need a change from we talked about Duke. I think it's time for him now to move on. And I think we just need to get a change. But as Claire said, it's about who we get in then to replace it. We're not going to have millions of pounds to spend. So it's the same with Sonny. Sonny's had a great season. Now, obviously, we haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. But again, if you can get rid of him and get him off the wage bill, it may open up a little bit more of getting one or two players in that position as well.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's going to be a tough job for Mowbray this year to come back in and really have a look at it and think to himself that it's almost probably 7 or 8 new players, really. Bit where we need to be.
Yeah, I think. Do we look at the lower, League One, League Two for players, or maybe loaning again from Premier League teams?
Loans for me don't work.
I think, gentlemen, we've got a very, very good scouting system now, which is, it goes a bit further than Division 1 and 2. It's a worldwide thing. Yeah. And I think we got to, let them do their job. I mean, I know we haven't signed, 100% of wonderful players, but we've signed enough good ones for them to say, well, you carry on and you'll find us a centre forward. Yeah. If it takes the whole planet, we'll find one. Yeah. And all the other players, the manager knows what he wants, and the likes of Craig Gardner and the rest of the scouting know how to get them. And I think that we just got to leave it to them. You've got to trust them. It's one of the frustrating things that going through the previous manager's reign, that we've served up 6 or 7 very good players, and we got nothing out of them. And it's only now that we've got a new management team that some of these players are starting to shine, and also the reverses too. Some of the players, like Iwoos comes to mind. I liked him. I thought he was wonderful for the first half against Leicester. Then they shoved him up and right back, and he was awful. And we haven't seen him since. Now, okay, he's cooked his own goose, if you like. They want somebody who is like Drame that can play here, there, and everywhere. Well, we'll have Drame then, and we won't have Awu. It all happens on the field. It's all there in front of us. We can have our opinions, but at the end of the day, it's their job to find these replacements. Yeah. And I'm quite confident now. Anyway, I wasn't 3 or 4 months ago, but I'm quite confident now. I mean, let's be honest. These three lads that we brought in during the window, how many people didn't go? Who are these people? What are they? And that turned out to be successful. Yeah. So let's do some more of that.
Yeah. What about Sunich as well? His contract's up, isn't it, in the summer? Would we keep him?
Well, yes. I mean, he's expensive, and he's he's not in the team now, is he?
No, he's not. No.
He's not a first choice anymore. So we want somebody who is.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll pay the same money for somebody who writes his name in the team sheet every week, regardless. You never think of leaving him out.
Yeah,
there's quite a few.
Just on that as well, Paul. I think it's gonna come down to how Mowbray and Guards and the owners sell the club to these players. I was impressed that Pritchard chose us when he did. He told Sunderland, I want to go to Birmingham. So there's obviously something set in stone of where we want to be. Our issue right now is we've been fighting relegation for the last 5-6 seasons. Why would a player from a top half championship team want to drop into that? So I think it's all about how, as a management team and a scouting team, do we present the club and obviously our goals for the future to get that change quickly.
Yeah.
I think the message board is very much what everybody else is saying. So there's quite a few that are saying Duke as a coach, but not as a player because his legs have gone. Hogan is our answer as a goal scorer. We've also got people that are saying that they believe, so Simon Ford, he believes that Hogan, Roberts, Ruddy, Longello, Gardner, Burke will all be gone. Especially Burke because he's loan, he hasn't done anything.
I can't wait for that moment.
Claire's going to have a party when he leaves.
I'll send him, I'll
invite him
to the airport if he wants.
So, Mark, there is a message that's come through to say, do you think there's any American players that you think or have heard of that you think may arrive as we go into next season?
Nothing that I've heard of, and nothing. I don't follow the MLS too much to say that there's one that we should really get. Just on the American one, I was very shocked that we let Kevin Long go when we did. He kept a clean sheet last night on his debut, and it's the first time his team's kept a clean sheet, I think, in the last 10 or 11 games. So he definitely went in there and made a difference. But for me, when we talked about keeping players, he'd have been on my list because I think he's probably one of the best centre backs we have had at the club at this time this season.
Yeah.
I was surprised when he went, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was really shocked when we let him go.
I mean, considering we've still got, I know Mark Roberts has played well, but I think I'd rather have Long than Mark Roberts.
I thought he was our best centre half, I'm not going to lie.
And then I think, Sanderson showed he can be quite erratic, I think, Sanderson, sometimes. I think on the weekend, you could tell he'd been out for a while, and, you got Bilic, who, he's always on a yellow card away from a ban, and I just think that, obviously Awu hasn't worked out. I would just send Longello out on loan.
Could you put Buchanan in the middle with another, and then have Laird left back and Drama right back?
I think it depends on the team. So I think they didn't do that on Saturday because Kiefer Moore, he was massive. He was him. He would be brilliant to take over Dukey. He held the ball up, he gave it away, he would drop really. He knew what he was doing. And it's unfortunately that we never got him. I would have gone for him because I think
absolutely, Claire. I was furious when I read that he'd gone there. Why didn't we sign him? There's financial restrictions, etc. But he would have been perfect for us.
Yeah.
I think the difference is the fact that Ipswich, and from speaking to the lad at Ipswich last week, the one thing he said was they attracted Kiefer Moore because they're fighting to get into the Premier League. And that, for me, is the selling difference between us and them at this present moment. End of the season, if they're not there, then perhaps we could, because he's on loan. I believe he's going out of contract as well at the end of this season. So there's opportunities, but there's also a Euros coming up. So there's people that should be fighting for opportunities. Or if not, just put them in the window. These smaller teams in the Euros should be putting themselves in front of Championship clubs for next season. That's where I think our window will be. Again, just going back to the message board, but Long going was a mistake from Jim Toney. Shane Goff, I'd have kept Long. Nigel Mann, you need to have a massive belief to join a transitional club, especially with our background and current position. But I suppose actually open to everybody here and also you guys on the line. Are we a transitional club that people would be interested in coming to? For me, what I'm hearing,
100%.
I'd say
I think we could be
100%.
Could be massive.
100%.
It's got to draw 'em.
Pritchard came. I mean, you know, to get someone like Pritchard, who's followed Tony Mowbray, I think Tony Mowbray is a big deal as well. I think I would want to play for him. I think a lot of players would want to play for him. If you see, you know, Tom Brady, you know, he's bought all of them Beats headphones. I mean, hopefully they're coming in the club shop because I want a pair of them.
Where's ours?
Where's ours?
He's got a pair on.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I generally think that we are a club in transition, but we're transitioning to go up. We're not transitioning to go down. We need to stay up this season. If we stay up this season, I tell you this now, in 3 years' time, we'll be top half of the Premier League, and I'll put money on it.
Demonstrates is the challenge in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
The grind is a completely different place.
Yeah.
The training grind is a different level. Then they can show them the future plans, but they can do that and say, this is what we've already done, so this will happen.
Yeah, we're in good hands now, aren't we? We're in good hands.
Oh, yeah.
Chris was there on the open evening, Chris.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, wow, it was.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much that's gone on as well since. So I was present last week at the launch of the official supporters club. Now, there's been a lot of rumours, a lot of noise around the supporters club and what it'll mean, especially, and I'll just cover it off now, especially with the items around away support and tickets. So what we heard last week is the setting up of these groups is there to bring fans together. It's there to ensure that there's a voice for everybody. What it doesn't do is it doesn't take away tickets from gold or platinum members. So there is no worries whatsoever around those areas losing their opportunity for away tickets. What will happen is that there will once a month be a working group where the heads of the supporters groups come together. There will be an opportunity and a feedback mechanism from all fans as part of the supporters club to go direct to the club. So something that we have been lacking is communication, and this is one of those areas we can improve on. It's not just as well, I should say, an opportunity to have a whinge around what's going on, but they want to hear the positives, because we hear too many negatives at the moment. But actually there's loads going on. So Dave's just mentioned about the changes to the ground and what's happened in 6 months. You know, we were told that there are plans for further changes as we get into the closed season and starting of next. The official supporters club are across the board. They're not just local, they're across the world. So when I was present, we had people from Nigeria. We had the Dubai Blues on the phone. We had New Zealand. We had South Africa. Australia had 2 groups. So across the world, Smethwick, you know, those ones.
Miles away.
It's gone mad.
Terrible. But the aim is to replicate, and for those people that have seen it, or if not, have a look at how Manchester City, Man United, and Liverpool set up their supporters groups, because that's what they want to replicate. And in fact, the model that's being followed is in line with all of those. Those teams have also, and their sports groups, have offered to support to help build Blues One out. So we're going to have a lot of involvement. I'll say it out now, right? Bit of a plug, but Solihull Blues, I'm heading that up, and I'm going to be looking for people to support and join the group. But that's not just going to be a case of just being part of a sports group. It's about being able to get to games. We will have tickets that we can actually give out to people for good causes. We will have competitions. We will have fundraising galore. Yes, before people ask, there will be a fee, but that fee actually is going into the club. So for every £5 that's put in as part of the membership fee the club are asking, £3 of that is going into the community. So it's building the community forum and trust out even further.
Is it £5 a year?
£5 a year, yeah. There's also the case with this that we will have the opportunities to have players join different groups, to also attend things like fundraising sessions.
Get laid in the Solihull group.
Yeah, why not?
That's my request.
And it's also, it's going to branch out massively. It's going to start off small, but they really do see this taking off. And the passion that was there on that night with everybody that attended was huge. So I think there's a real drive to help take this forward. So, you know, look out for more. And if anybody's interested in any of the sports groups, reach out. You'll see the names of people on the message boards. the club will be launching an official website where you'll be able to get more details, and it's an opportunity, like I say, to have a say. So please give us a shout.
Tell you what, I would absolutely love to be sat in my seat in the Kop, and the opposition fans are singing to us. Where were you when you were?
Rubbish.
We all know the next
Not
word.
very good. Not
I would
very
love
good.
to hear the opposition fans singing that to us.
Yeah.
We can all say we were all sat here, but it wouldn't it be nice to hear that though from the opposition fans, knowing that we've actually become that good
Wouldn't it be
for them to sing that to us?
Yeah.
I think we've still got a long way to go.
Well, of course we have.
I think, you know, we've got to get out of the 17th, 18th relegation rot at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to be mid-table next season and then go for it, I think, or just be on like the cusp of it. I think if you go too quick too soon, it can hinder as well. Like you seen with Burnley. Burnley absolutely wiped the floor with everybody last season, and look where they are now.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a work in progress.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Luton as well, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
Luton are doing better than Burnley, and they,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, it
It's
shows
looking like
if you
yeah.
build a team and build a squad, and then add people in as you go and get better gradually, then all of a sudden you'll do well. You know, like the Wolves, for example, they went back to League One. All of a sudden they've built a team and an ethos and everything else. And look where they are now, mid-table, solid.
Coventry as well, yeah.
Brentford's another one.
Brentford, yeah.
We took their best 3 players 5 years ago.
And
Well,
they use that money to get to where they are
Yeah.
now.
I think JJ's money, I think we will sell JJ in the summer. I think he needs to have a really good Euros for us. And if he has a good Euro, scores a couple of goals, we could be talking 15, 20, I think. Hopefully, then that can help. That might, you know, be the same as the Jude money and really push us on.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think the future's definitely bright. It's a good time to be a Blues fan, isn't it now?
Yeah, I
Thank
do.
God, eventually. We all deserve it as well.
Let's hope it's
Yeah.
not a full score. Yeah.
Kim Upton, I've seen your message, and leave that with me. I will get that passed on, because that's the type of feedback that people want to see. On feedback, there was also the groups that people asked to be applying for. So Claire, I know you have received an email today, so do you want to update everybody on what's going on that front?
So I went for the men's matchday experience, so I'm in that group. And then Craig.
I have the support of the ladies, so you're going to hear a lot more from me as far as the ladies' game's concerned in the promotion, but we're part of working groups that will get together to go through those as well. So again, feedback is key. It's about what the fans want. So let us know and we can take those forwards into the groups.
I've got to say a big well done as well to Chris and Dennis for putting this on tonight as well. So a big round of applause for that as
Can I
well.
just say it was all me?
It was all you.
Yeah. He did very much.
I heard
He
you
made
were
some
just
tea.
listening
He made
to
the tea.
songs. I thought I heard you were singing all morning rather than putting things together.
Oh, you and Craig?
You and Cry.
You and
yeah.
Cry.
Is it
They've
as
been
easy
there
for you
drinking
sitting there
since
doing
9
this
AM,
here as
right?
it is in your house?
Oh yeah, just as easy really.
Just
you know
kicking
what I
away
mean?
there. so it's
People just
fine.
ignore me and don't buy me coffee or
Just missing your bucket here though, ain't you?
yeah.
Yeah. For those who want to know, he's got a towel under his seat instead.
Yeah. Adult nappies.
What if we plan to be here again and we win 6 like on the Saturday before?
What, and here?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, yeah. Where am I going to sit? I don't know, yeah.
You watch hundreds and hundreds
Very
of thousands
still.
of people come.
I know.
Extra wide thong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so
No, it's been fun. It's been fun getting up.
Has it,
tonight.
yeah?
Yeah, it's been really good.
take you a long time?
About 8 hours, really.
Yeah, that's not too bad then.
Nah,
The name thing.
what else? There's always one, you know.
Have you got any questions on the board?
Hundreds and hundreds. We need soap in the toilets.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need warm hand dryers as well.
Yeah, we need soap. When's the comedy on? Says, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Burnley were in the Prem for a few years, came down, went straight back up. So don't say they are not. So don't say they are not good enough. Says Paul Tute.
Well, I'm looking at the league tables. That's where I'm going from. So
Oh, that's interesting actually, because the 3 teams, and I think this has been raised by Kim Upton as well,
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like the 3 teams that came down
yeah.
for the first time in a while could actually all be promoted back, which is the first time it's happened. But again, does that come down to parachute payments and additional money?
Yeah.
I got to be honest, I don't understand it. You get paid for for doing a poor job.
Yeah. It's like a manager getting compensation when they get sacked.
Yeah.
But it's
Then
also
the
going to be the
that went
bottom
up
three that
could go
comes
straight
down that
back
went up
down
as well.
right?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Sorry, Mark, did you say something there, Mark?
Yeah, I was just saying, but the 3 that went up last year could come straight back down as well this year.
Yeah.
So you know,
Two definitely will.
I think though in the Premier League the gap's getting wider anyway. I think the gap's getting wide with the Champions League teams. The gap's just getting wider and wider and wider. You know, you got Nottingham Forest spending 200 million at one go. I know that obviously financial fair play and everything, and obviously has Everton's point deduction been?
Yeah, they've reduced it
left?
to 6.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you've got all these teams getting more and more money. You know, some of them owned by countries. So that's another bad thing as well.
I mean, going back to our league, I mean, to be honest, top 6, there's not a lot in it.
No.
You know, there's nobody think, oh, wow, you know, I'm scared of them. But it's not really, possibly Leicester, but apart from that, there's not. It gives you a bit of hope. There's not a lot to be scared of.
No.
It's the hope that kills you.
If I, had a
I
friend, I'd
just
say
want to
that.
know if my dad bought a beer tonight.
No.
No,
I think he's on the shandy. It looks a bit weak, Mark. I think it's a shandy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Mark, they said that all the drinks were on you anyway, so
Yeah, probably. Stick it on my tab.
Let's not forget, tomorrow, 13 years since that amazing day at Wembley. So happy Obafemi Day to everybody that will be celebrating. But it's interesting looking at the game the weekend and how close things actually were, but also the difference in the teams. Liverpool arguably had a second string side out playing in this cup, and I really don't like it. I think there should be a rule that says for both League and FA Cup, you've got to have a minimum of 50% of your team out there.
Yeah, but they're all injured, Craig. They didn't have any choice.
I still think it's the same team throughout the whole of the competition, which is wrong. You know, I can understand it if there are injuries there and then, but not for every round. Whilst I appreciate the kids have to be given a chance, there's also that area that says people pay to go and watch these games. When I paid to go to Wembley, I went to go and watch Birmingham and I saw a full strength side. I actually arguably saw a weakened Arsenal side, perhaps through injuries, but also their
Who
choice
did they have?
to change out.
There was only Cesc Fabregas that was injured.
Yeah, the
Was
rest
there anyone
of them
else that
just
could have played?
Can't,
that
it's
normally
more or
do?
less full strength, I
yeah,
think.
they
Right?
had full strength, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'd say it was off.
Liverpool just won the
Person
cup.
playing.
So it can't be
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
It's only just back.
Arshavin was playing, and
What a thing to say.
Yeah.
Shining,
But
all
either
that.
way, we lifted it and we'll be celebrating the same as everybody else tomorrow and watch the videos galore.
yeah.
But
Taxi for Courtney.
You got vodka in there.
I wish
Well, yesterday was 23 years since
The Worthington.
Worthington Cup final, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Maybe Delary,
Time flies, doesn't it? But
ruined my childhood from that. Made me cry all the way back from Cardiff.
The noise is something I remember
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, the noise is unreal.
Never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I actually rate Cardiff better than Wembley because I think
Yeah.
The acoustics were better, yeah.
Oh, the acoustics
Yeah,
are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we have the roof on or not?
No,
Yeah.
the playoff final.
For the playoff final, we did.
Yeah, that
Not for
was-
Liverpool, we did.
No.
That was loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and having the two most famous anthems, really, battling it out. What a noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was unreal.
Goosebumps? Oh, I shouldn't say goosebumps.
But as I always say, we're still the only West Midlands club to win a major trophy in high definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not start that one, yeah.
Oh, you've been saving that one all night.
A few other messages and questions on the message board. So, well, Tom Richardson's just said overall Burnley will bounce straight back up even if they get relegated next season because they'll have the money to spend and the team that's settled.
Yeah.
A certain Dennis Bohema has said, are people allowed a photo with the robe or actually can they just pay £10 to throw an egg at him instead?
Yeah, if anyone wants any autographs or anything, just let us know, you know.
Yeah.
Online bullying.
Well, Lilypad sent me a question,
She
if
has,
I
I've
can
just
answer
seen
it. So it says, do you think in 5 to 10 years men and men and ladies team will be integrated or mixed? And if so, will stadiums be packed out? Or it's not something that will never happen and therefore stay the same? Personally, I don't think it will ever happen.
No, me neither.
No,
I
can't see
wouldn't want it to happen. I think that the two games are totally separate.
Yeah.
Even from a woman's point of view, I think that the women's game is behind the men's, but obviously that's for certain reasons. But I don't think having them integrated would be good. Could some of the women play in the men's league? Of course they could. But I think it's like special players. Yeah, so it'd have to be like world class players. Because it's just a different tempo. It's the quickness and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think we'll see a women's coach, though, in the men's game?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's more likely to happen than...
Absolutely.
I think there are a lot of women who are working behind the scenes at football clubs, like physios and things like that. I could definitely see some more some women in there.
Yeah.
I mean, even I could do a coaching degree, get me down there.
Yeah,
Tell them what to
absolutely.
do.
Claire, all the football I watch, it's almost compulsory that you have a female physio.
Yeah.
From Football League down to Division 7 or 8 level.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I saw a male physio. In junior football, they're all women.
Yeah. Going on to that though, this weekend is the Her Game 2 dedicated fixture against Southampton, so there'll be lots and lots of things going on around the ground. I know that there's a few of us who are part of the Birmingham City team that I'm an advocate for, so there'll be lots of things going on. Get down there early. It's for men and women to get involved with. Lots of things for the kids as well. And then you might see some of us on the big screen to just video it, please, so I can see what's happening. And everybody else, obviously. But yeah, it should be a good time to see it. And yeah, we've been doing it all over. It's for International Women's Day as well. So
Excellent.
What are people's thoughts on what it was like outside the stadium at the last home game? So there was a little bit of a mini fan zone that had been put together by the club. So additional food areas, congregation points, but also for the first time they opened up more bars in and around the area. And the one thing I'd say, there was definitely more people.
There's more of a buzz.
Joining in.
Yeah.
Definitely more of a buzz. But what are people's thoughts on that? And across the message board as well for those that saw it.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I think it was good.
It's good to see Simon Sturridge back as well, I must say.
Yeah, it was.
Have the guests got a bit better, or is it just me? Lately, over the last few home games.
I can't ever hear them, so I don't know. They definitely need to sort the tannoy out. 'Cause in the Tilton, I've got no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
that's been delivered.
It's got to be done.
We need it in the Tilton. They're talking to them, and we're going, yeah.
Can't hear
Everyone else is
anything.
going, yeah, this is a really good guest, and we're like, who?
Yeah, but no, I managed to get down to the bar where he was with Tom Ross before the game, and
Oh, did you?
it was
Did you chat to him?
No, he was on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't say hello, Paul, or anything. You know what I mean?
Don't worry, you could have got a shirt there.
It was rammed. The bar downstairs was rammed, but yeah, I went down to see my mate, and he came on the stage at pretty much the same time with Tom Ross, and just reminisced about his time with us, because he's a blues legend, isn't he, Simon Sturridge?
Yeah, it's iconic.
He was a cracking little player, wasn't he?
It was nice to see the ground full.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was really good. I mean, the top of the Tilton was a bit rammed, though, to be honest. Like all the bars, you couldn't move. But obviously, I think where you're going from the Tilton, so we're going to get food, and then as everybody's coming back up, it's like you can't move. So hopefully they can do something about that. But it was just nice to see it full. You know, they should do it more often as a season ticket holder.
I'd love to see it Saturday.
tickets.
I'd love to see it on Saturday, but I don't think we will.
Do you think they could come up with anything for the rest of the season? Like, even if they charge like £10 a game on a season ticket or something, just a mini season ticket to get the place full again.
I mean, the last few games make it, £15, £20 for an adult and £5 for a kid, and you'll fill the stadium. My youngest and my eldest, they've never seen St Andrews full.
No, same with my daughter. Yeah.
And you've got to think about yourselves, 7-8 seasons since we've seen a stadium that full.
Yeah.
So some of these fans that we want to draw in now need to be seeing that and experiencing that atmosphere more. And when they do, they will come back for more. But we've got to keep it going.
Do we think we'd have beat Sunderland if the stadium wasn't sold out?
No.
I don't think we would have. No.
I think that it was like like when you have like the Cop at the Liverpool, he like sucks the ball in.
Yeah.
When the Tilton, I mean, the limbs in the Tilton were
Yeah, it was great.
second to none.
Yeah.
And it was like we were sucking the ball in.
Yeah.
And it was back to the old days when I was younger, you know, sitting in the cop, and the noise level was just brilliant. You know, getting the flag out and you know, some of, like you said, Craig, like some people have never seen it like that ever.
No, my
so
daughter's another one.
actually, we need to. I'd rather as a season ticket holder go. Actually, it's full. And, you know, give them away to schools. Even if they're in the Gilmerrick Cup or Gilmerrick, just
give them away.
them in there. Just get it sorted.
And Ian Clayton said the stadium full felt again like the Premier League days.
Yeah, it did.
Really did. The other, I mean, you know, just to bring that to life as well, the top half of the stadium, right, that was allocated out by the club. So they would go into groups of families, groups of kids and areas that they want to encourage down to St Andrews. That again came out as part of the official supporters group. This is what they want to do. They see St Andrews as a family place. They don't see it as a place that it wants to be empty. You know, they want families down there. They want to see the kids coming back. Without the kids, we have no future. No. So they want to encourage those age groups down. The one other thing I should say is they're looking already at season ticket prices for next season. So I think this could be the first time that we hear about season ticket prices before the season's actually ended. I mean, it'll just be unknown to be down.
It's been a long time.
It'd be nice to know where we're going. Well, I've heard we're not going to America this season.
Pre-season, yeah.
I've heard it's somewhere else.
I will confirm that it is not America.
It's going to be
asked on Tuesday. It's not America. It will be somewhere in Europe this time around.
Kidderminster.
Tenby.
We're going to Wales.
Hopefully they have a weekend game. Blues, can we make a weekend game?
What's the gut feeling about season tickets prices? Do we think they'll stay the same, go up, come down?
I'm happy for them to be the same. I think if you're thinking when we go to away, we're paying £30 a ticket. On average, it's gone to £20, £25, £30. If I'm paying £17 for a season ticket, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, season tickets are good value, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think it was a really good thing for getting platinum and gold, £10 to give to friends and family as well. I think that's a great incentive. You know, I think all the away members should be able to get £10 tickets because you're going to fit it.
My only thought is they could go up because they want to sort of spend money on the team. And obviously they've got to be getting it coming in from somewhere, the money.
But I think they've got to be careful with season ticket prices.
Yeah.
You know, £30 quite a lot. Yeah. And considering if you didn't get a ticket for the Sunderland game for £10 off a friend, or you haven't got one for free, you're still having to pay, was it £32.50? Which is a lot of money for, if you're thinking 2 adults and a child.
That's crazy. That's
all of a sudden, you're hitting £100. So actually... You know, give them. You know, I'll drive it for £20 a go. The whole on the Tuesdays that's coming to £20.
Yeah.
So Mark and Watto,
my season ticket cost me less than £10 a game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
If I was in hospital for 12 months, I'd still buy my season ticket because it's just it's like it's not even a thought. It's £250. And if I get to 10 games, I'm still quids in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that you get what you pay for, though, don't you, at the end of the day? If we are paying £32.50 a game, then they need to put that quality on the pitch as well, if you know what I mean. You don't want to be watching certain players paying £32.50, do you? You want to see better players on the pitch.
If Burke's playing and Longello's playing and that, like, are you going to pay £32.50 a game?
No.
They should be paying us.
That's why they don't announce the team till an hour before the kick-off.
That's very true.
They need to announce the food, though. They've gone really down with that. Like, you used to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to go to, I don't know, De Burth, for example. And then now you're having to wait, and then half an hour before you're going to go down, you go, oh, De Burth's here, or...
Is that the best one?
Yeah.
I've not tried any of them.
Yeah.
No.
They need to put the food out and stuff earlier.
Ray Obro said we should freeze season ticket prices and charge non-season ticket holders £20 whoever we play.
Yes.
Good shout.
Run that again.
So he said freeze season ticket holders and charge non-season ticket holders £20 for whoever we play.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
You're not going to get more non-season ticket holders in, though?
Does it matter as long as you
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
We've got to fill that ground.
Yeah, yeah.
We know.
Whatever it takes to fill it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid for a Quid, bring that back. That
Bring
was
that
great.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time we did Kid for a Quid?
It's a long time, isn't it?
I think
Long
if you get
time.
the kids involved, they're the next generation, aren't they? All of us at some point, our mums or our dads or both of them took us down St Andrews, and I think if you get like, for example, us winning on that game, all of a sudden you've got 1,000 extra kids that could be supporting Liverpool, Man City, those down the road that we don't talk about. All of a sudden, you've got 1,000 going, oh, my first game was Sunderland. We were brilliant. Did you see? We came from 1-0 down. It was brilliant. And I bought a hot dog and, the food and everything. And
Have you tried getting in the ground in your robe, Mark? They might do robe for a £5.
Could try, really. It was handy in the winter.
By the way, I won't say it was my idea about filling the Gilmerick at the top with the kids, but it was my idea about filling. I pinched it. They're listening, aren't they?
yeah, but that should be the. I would literally have that bit for kids and school kids. I'd literally go, put a pound in the game, that top bit. They're not going to just say to them, don't throw anything down, and then that's it.
If they get 20% of those kids come back,
Yeah.
It's something, isn't it?
it's a revenue, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure we all remember that first time we ever walked in St Andrews as a kid, and that's it, isn't it? Once you,
That's right.
and we need more of that.
Yeah. As soon as you saw that urine coming down the cop, you thought,
Absolutely.
I'm coming
I
back
thought this
next
is. I thought
week.
this is the club for me.
this is the club for me. Look what I've been missing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got to write a poem about Peter.
Go on, Al.
Being on the tilt. I say I'm going to write a poem one day about standing on the tilt and up to your ankles in pee. It's.
Look forward to
I
that.
can see it now.
Don't reverse that, Al. Carry on.
I feel like it's going to be a movie. When the one day I stood on the Tilton.
I'm going back to the late 50s, early 60s. There used to be a toilet at the back of the Tilton, which was basically just a wall out from the outside, and it was a tomb basically. And you went in, and there were no lights, and it was a drain, and you stood and peed up the wall. It was, honestly, this is God's honest truth, and I was a kid then. And I sort of had to, because I was little and standing between these big blokes, it was all splashing back at me. It was awful. You cannot, I can tell you're not believing me, but it's God's honest truth. And then eventually this drain would fill up, and you'd literally be standing up to your ankles in it. And eventually it poured out down to behind the goal. So people just peed on the terrace in the end. Why cut out the middleman?
So is that the reason the stand was getting rotten, do you reckon?
Cut out the middle.
Yeah.
Can you say thanks for all the nice comments as well on the shirt box.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's definitely my head, Nigel Mann, that's affecting the screen behind. It's reflecting off the bald spot.
And well done to the person who keeps going in the toilet and putting that hand dryer on as well. Cheers, thanks.
I blame Dennis.
I first went down, age 7, says Kim Upton. My dad never paid for me till I was 15. Always lifted me over the turnstiles. I still have my first season ticket book. I think it cost 10 shillings for the season. 10 shillings. That's in new money, that's 50p.
Wow.
One childhood memory I have was Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. I think it was
88.
88.
Yeah, I was there as a kid.
Nearly got crushed too, but
Yeah.
I was like, my dad had to pick me up and take me out, Took ages to get out.
Yeah, I know. He's kicking off all over the place.
Yeah.
Great show, great format tonight. Keep right on, and whoever's got that phone, switch it off. Cup corner by Tilton Underground toilets, complete with weeds growing through the walls, says Paul Hanson. Them were the days. Great location, chaps, and well done for organising and putting it on. No problem. Fantastic. Cheers, everybody.
I think, Chris, there's been a couple of messages that I know you attended Monday. on behalf of Tilton Talk up at St Andrews
yes,
for Lorraine's send-off.
Yes, and David, one of the main
Taylor's with
organisers
us.
there.
Massive, huge thank you to you and all of the group for
Yeah,
what was
absolutely.
arranged, because it was superb what we all saw at St Andrews, and you know, it's that's the Blues family coming together
It was
again.
fantastic, yeah.
I think she had a brilliant send-off. Lots of people at St Andrews, and afterwards I think it was a party. I'm looking at Dave at the back now, and he's nodding his head to say,
Do you
yeah, but do you want to come up,
I
Dave?
gave her a good Irish send-off, so.
Okay.
I love the videos. I loved all the dancing
Nice
and
videos,
everything.
wasn't
It was
Yeah,
great.
We had a special, Jimmy did a full half-hour session at Aldi's, so we went and hired a suit specially, so. But the main thing was the family were just absolutely bowled over by everything, because obviously she was Irish father, he came over, he was just brilliant, he'd been over for, since she passed away. He was just, couldn't get his head around how much love there was for her. All the family from Manchester that came down just couldn't understand the outpouring. The Blues family did what we did.
Excellent.
Round of applause for that.
Nigel Mann's asked when the stripper's coming off, and then Pete Taylor, for some strange reason, apparently this is when we find out what's underneath Mark's robe.
I was about to write that actually in the thing, then I thought, no, I can't do that half. Obviously, everyone's thinking.
Some people haven't had their tea yet.
That's scary, that is.
Very true.
I'm sat next to him, help.
It's all above board.
What fabric conditioner is that, by the way?
It does smell really nice, actually.
Does,
Not gonna lie,
yeah?
You've washed it.
Yeah.
It's going on. Special
Washed it.
occasion.
Special occasion, isn't it?
He's been carrying that round all day.
I have actually at work.
Did you wear it at work as well?
No. I just carried it around. But yeah, it's got me a few friends. I'm happy.
So would we pick the same team on Saturday, or would you change it? And what changes would you make?
I think you could start with the same team. I think that obviously Saturday, I think it was a shock factor of how good Ipswich actually were. I think that they came out and just went at us. I think we were quite defensive as well. The thing with JJ is it's showing that I think Mowbray's seeing through Dembele. He takes so many touches on the ball. He doesn't pass it quick enough. He's trying to go past everybody. And when he came on with Bakuna, it was like they were trying to take on the whole team instead of just putting on get the ball into the box and let's see what happens. Have a shot. And I think if you're playing JJ out of position, to me, if you're a winger and you're putting a centre midfielder out on the wing in your position, that's obviously showing you, oh, I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I would have Anderson on the bench.
Yeah.
Personally, I think we needed him as well. I think I would start it. I just think we had an off day. Hopefully, being at home and everything else, we can hopefully get a draw. That would be my main aim for the weekend. I can't see why we can't play like we did against Sunderland.
I'd take a point Saturday.
Yeah, I think we could turn it on again. We did it against Leicester, and there's no reason we couldn't do that again at St Andrews at the moment. You just when we're at home, we're a force.
Home record's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just the away record.
Away record, and it's normally the other way round.
Oh no, yeah, I was about to say that.
No, away's never been. We haven't been very good away for ages. Just me.
I don't know if I can put my 2 pence in.
Of course you can.
The weird thing is that you know how you talk about when we went to Leicester for the FA Cup, and we were a force. Shots at goal, double figures, and all that. And we even took like a load of support with us as well. When Wayne Rooney did his cameo, we were at home. And when we came out, that was the best I ever saw our team play under Wayne Rooney, and it was against Ipswich.
Yeah.
We had a goal, smashed a really good goal in.
Yeah.
It was almost like everyone had Red Bull. And
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, first half we were in the lead. Second half, come out, bang, put another goal in as well. And then all I remember is they made 4 straight substitutions, Ipswich did. And then the game went to a 2-2. But again, looking back at what you talked about, Claire, and your partner, what you talked about in terms of synergy. When you get a team and you get players in, and we need that kind of synergy. I think that's a real valid point. In terms of getting a team, buying players, loan, and all that kind of stuff. It's all good, but if the team connects, that's where we are at our best.
But Ipswich has still got the same team as when they came up. They've
Yeah.
only added few, and they've followed that same pattern. So
Absolutely.
2 or 3 years down the line, if we're still playing like, you know, Mowbray wants to play, which is a level up,
Yeah.
imagine what we're going to be like if you've had the same people for 2 or 3. I can't remember the last time we've actually really had a solid in first 11, because every time we play, we've got somebody in and out, somebody
Every
in and
week,
out, and especially at the back. Our back four, I don't think, have we had the same back four for 2 or 3 games? I don't think we have in a row, and that's the difference, I think.
No, definitely. And the other thing as well is, like, we looked at a lot of players coming, going, and on loan and all that. But one player that kind of stood out for me that I noticed was, and someone who was willing to put in the work rate as well, was Ramel Donovan. I thought him, in terms of his work rate, he's a young lad, but when you watch him play, doesn't even matter if someone's taller than him, he'll still kind of go for that ball if it's an aerial ball or whatever. But the effort that he puts in, if he had a little bit more of that there, and also like whippersnappers, Jay Stansfield, I think is fantastic for us. Sometimes I feel like he's on his own, he's doing all the runs.
He's done a lot of work.
A bit like the previous season when Hannibal used to, he'd run all day long. He just wasn't getting anything.
He hasn't had the service for a few games, and you can tell that like he's wanting to be on the ball. And when we were watching it, he kept going over to Ashley Cole, and Ashley Cole was basically saying, "Stay in the middle. That's where we want you, in the middle." And you could see him, and then like you'd see Cole shouting at him, and he was like, "Here," and we were all like, "Yeah, he's telling you to stand in that one place," because he goes out on the wing, and as soon as he goes on the wing, there's no one in the middle. I think the weekend was crying out for get Jukovic up top and put Jay on one side, maybe Dembele on the other, or somebody else, and then feed off like they were doing. Actually counteract what they're doing with us, because they just carved straight through us in the middle.
He scored for the under-21s, didn't he, Ramel Donovan? And I saw that they're top of their league at the moment, aren't they?
He's someone that will run for the badge, I think. He's been through the academy. Again, I think he needs to bulk up a little bit. I think Dembele needs to bulk up a bit. I think a lot of our team, if you compare, if you stood our team next to Ipswich were mountains. They were big, they were strong, all of them were. And I think that some of ours, we've got lots of flair. Is it the same as what Mowbray was saying? We've got too many artists and not enough soldiers. You know, get down the gym, guys. Come on.
You talking to us?
Whoever's listening, right at the moment, I'm just rambling on.
Mr. Meredith, as a coach, what would you change if you had the opportunity at the moment? And just thinking about the way the team has been over the past couple of weeks, what's the difference between what we saw at home against Sunderland and what we saw down at Ipswich? What did or didn't gel?
I thought we struggled at the back to start with at Ipswich. I thought bringing Sanderson back in was from injury. He didn't feel like he was ready. And to be fair, Bellick had got injured, so that was a change that had to happen. But I think I would bring Bellick back in definitely Saturday if he's fit. Pritchard would be another one if he's fit, to bring him in. It's difficult. I talked about it earlier on in the show, and it sounds a little crazy, but you know, it's different voices all the time that the players are having, and you know, the Mowbray effect at Sunderland with the full house at home, and you always expect to be better at home, I think, than you are away, just because you have that backing, and we certainly had a massive backing at Sunderland, and as we said, I think the second half performance kicking against the Tilton was going back to the old years that of the Premier League and stuff. And we went out to Ipswich, and Claire said it, you know, 100% correct for me, is that they came out at us quick, and we didn't handle that. You know, it was the occasion, I think, and then obviously a new voice in the dugout. And people will say, you know, Venus has worked with these guys now for a couple of weeks, months, but it's different when you've got a new leader. You know, as a coach, you want to be around your players all the time. You build relationships with them. They build relationships with you, etc. And that's been broken again, unfortunately. So, you know, in regards to changing the team, I don't think we have massive amounts to change right now in regards to what we have on the bench. There isn't one there that I would bring in from the start on Saturday, apart from the two, obviously, that I spoke about coming back from injury. But it's just that confidence factor with us. I think we're so up and down with that, and we're always, you know, we're relying as fans as results on other other teams all the time every season, but it just seems like we just don't have a consistent run of form for 2 or 3 games anywhere during that period.
Yeah, totally agree.
So I'm a big fan of Bielik, but I think I've spoke on the show. I mean, I don't see him long term at centre. I know he's played there before for us, but I don't see Bielik as solution at centre back.
I think he's been doing okay.
He's doing all right, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, we need to go.
We haven't got many. How many players do we think are? Let's say the ambition next season is mid-table stroke top 10. Top 10, let's say. How many players are good enough in that team to play at that level?
I think we need to keep
everyone.
everyone.
Can I just say one thing about not being there Saturday? The ball's coming out of defence from the 2 centre halves weren't getting there. When Bielik plays the ball forward, he finds a player.
Yeah.
And it was noticeable Saturday, especially in that time when they were battering us. We couldn't find our own men, and if we did, the ball was taken off them immediately. Now, I thought we got over that, and certainly in the 2 home games that we won, Bielik was passing the ball right, left, through the middle, to feet, and we moved forward with Paik and Dazelle. Saturday it didn't happen. Certainly not until we scored the goal, probably. And that's wherever Bielik plays, he will do that. He will pass the ball to the. It might not always be a blinded pass that makes a goal, but he keeps the ball, and we can build it. I think that's his biggest asset, and I would have him inside. I would prefer him in midfield with these 2 new lads, to be honest, because I think that would be a great combination. But we got what we've got at the moment.
We need to keep everyone fit. I think that's our problem. We've got so many injuries that, one game like Sanderson's out, then another game so-and-so's out, then Pritchard's out. If we could play our first 11, I think we would be a solid mid-table side. If we could play and have a decent bench. Our bench is so much better. At least you can bring it on. I mean,
loads.
But we're not used to winning though, Dave. That's the problem. We can't manage it.
Every time we change the team, we weaken ourselves. The opposition get stronger. The Ipswich game at home, it was our substitutions that changed the game, not Ipswich's. Longello came on and 2 goals straight away, straight there. He's
We leave things too late as well.
We looked in no danger at all. Watford away, come out.
I couldn't believe that game. That game was just ridiculous. Yeah.
I think. Sorry, Dave, but I think we just don't have that winner's mentality, do we? We just haven't got the winning mentality. Yeah. That needs. Yeah.
But we haven't had many years that we've been used to it, though. I don't think that sometimes it's like getting the corner, but obviously you could tell that even at 2, he went for it on Saturday, which actually I'd rather lose 3-1 and go for it than lose 2-1 and just sit there and go defensive. But I just think Dembele could be such a good Premier League player if his final ball was better. If he could keep the ball, like when he's got it, and you kind of believe he can do something. But the other day he had the ball and instead of going at them, he slowed down, and we were like, "You're going that way," and then he would then lose it, and then he's jogging back. So all the goals came from Laird's side. And it was at Laird's fault. Laird at one point had 3 players on him, and Dembele was up the pitch, and we were all like, "Are you going to get back and track back?" And it's just it's so frustrating how well we played, and then all of a sudden we go to Ipswich, which is a nice ground. And I just want to say thank you to those who helped us at the end, because there was a few incidences with stewards during the game.
What was going on there?
I went last minute to Ipswich. Tiny got me on the coach, got a ticket. I saw 5 minutes of football right at the end because I spent the whole game talking to police and stewards because they were heavy-handed. No, I've never been to Ipswich and seen anything like it. I met a couple of lads from Ipswich who I did my walks with, and even walking up to the ground with them, they couldn't get over how many police there were.
Yeah, it was police every
They
2
were
minutes.
in your face.
Yeah.
Refused entry to a 20-year-old lad on his own, and we've got some young lads who.
That's out of order.
This was a young innocent lad. There was nothing to him, and they claimed he was drunk. I said, he's not drunk. I was talking to him quite. You could tell his eyes were fine. They would not let him in. I even offered to, look after him inside, and they wouldn't. And then as soon as we got him walking up the stairs, it kicked off. But the stewards come and just grabbed some.
Do we still think that some stewards and police forces have it in for blues?
I think that they do. I mean, I know we've got a reputation away from home, but I mean, what I heard in the obviously, as soon as the third goal went in, we were like, right, it's 92nd minute, we're going to go. So me and my mum were trying to get out, and we then heard that a steward called one of our fans something. Well, if you're going to call,
We had an 11-year-old lad, racely abused.
Yeah, and we had a woman
by
supervisor
Stewart.
as
By
well.
Stewart.
By some Ipswich fans
Yeah.
behind the goal. 11-year-old lad comes everywhere with us and his mum, racially abused, and the police took 4 of them out. The one came back in. From what I've heard, it's been dealt with. But an 11-year-old lad, and yet we're the ones that have been pushed around. And I literally spent the whole game talking to police and stewards. I saw
It's crazy, isn't it?
5 minutes of football.
Yeah, it just kicked off, and then the steward said something, so obviously Blues fans retaliate. And thankfully, a couple of the men were trying to get us down the front to try and get out because we couldn't get out the one way. And then half the stewards were sat there at the front row, and I was like, you're going to have thousands of us coming past you now because we can't get up that way because there was an incident. So it wasn't the best time, was it, Dave? But
I've never experienced it in Ipswich before. I'm surprised. Not a good atmosphere.
no.
What time did you get back?
What time did you get back, Mum? 8-ish, 2.5 hours.
That's not bad, actually.
Not
It's all
too
right for
bad.
now,
It was quite good for my half.
Yeah.
Nice road, the A14.
A14 straight there, M6 A14.
People still trying to get
Basically
that now.
turn, you're there. So, yeah, it's decent.
What about you, Dave, on the disco bus?
It's about 20 to 9, so it wasn't too
Oh, not too bad. Yeah, that's all right.
I think it's worth. Sorry, I think it's worth pointing out about and going back to Craig's point about supporters groups. We've got to get rid of this reputation. People have got to be willing to give us 3,000 and 4,000 tickets, not the 2 and a bit that they give us now. So people like me who can, I go to every away game I can get to, which basically says Sheffield and Rotherham is the farthest north I can get to and get back home in a day. Okay? Now I would go to all them, but I can't because like QPR, I've been to QPR every match for the last 10 years, and I've been in the away supporters once. And that was the day when we had 3,000 people there, and we had that fight on the pitch, and the police said, you can only have 2,000 from now on. Yeah. So we go there, and the bottom half of the stand's empty. And I'm thinking, I want to sit there, why can't I? Why have I got to sit with my mouth shut in the main stand at QPR? Oh, I'll go, it's on good for it, I'll go again this year. But this reputation that we've got, whether it's justified or not, has got to end. It's got to end. Our club has got to say we want 3,000 tickets, right? And then if there's any trouble, we'll take the consequences. But you've got to give us the chance to go there and behave, because we're a generation past all that rubbish. And I know there's still people there that will always go to it, whether there's 2,000 there or 20,000 there. You've always got that. We've got to be allowed to have a reasonable amount of tickets. Now, was there any trouble at Leicester when we had 5,000? No. They wouldn't have sold all their tickets if it hadn't been for us. And, it's the same. We'll go to QPR on Good Friday, and there'll be loads and loads of empty seats, and only 2,000 Blues fans there. And you're thinking, well, I can't sit over there. Why can't I sit there? Because it's empty. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That was actually raised, Watto, at the supporters group meeting by numerous parties who all turned around and said that the reputation that we have as a club has gone beyond where it should be, because actually what happened in the late 70s, early 80s isn't what we are now as a club, and the idea is to try and build this reputation. So do like you say, if there's a ground that holds 3,000-4,000 away fans, then we should have 3,000 or 4,000 tickets. There shouldn't be this, oh, we don't want to put people into the bottom tier. So the example that was given was Millwall, right, where reputation is always there between the two clubs, but whenever we play, we only get the top tier. We never have the bottom. But actually, there's these fans that still stay away from each other. So why doesn't this happen? And it's something the club are working with the police about. It's something the clubs are working with the other clubs are about as well, to say, actually, do you know, as we embed this and we get more supporters groups and more people coming together, this is what we want the future to be, and this is how we want it to look. Their view is we continue, we build, and over time we will go from having those 2,000 seats to 3,000 seats to 4,000 seats and keep that going. But they raised a valid point as well, which is that's got to be the same at home. You know, so we've got this, still got this reputation of people not wanting to come to St Andrews because they think there's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
Actually, it's totally the opposite. You know, we had a sold out area against Sunderland. Were the skirmishes? Yeah, there might have been a couple outside. That was because we had people from both sets of fans just being silly because they'd had a few too many beverages beforehand. So that can all stop. But we as fans are the only people that can turn that around. And the more we do what we do at the moment, the more we do the likes of Leicester. You know, we go, there's no hassle. Then we know next time around, if we play Leicester, we're going to get the same amount of tickets. When we go to places like Preston, where we can have the whole end, we can do that and we can fill it. And it's the same with everything. But the other thing to factor in, 20 is plenty. We mentioned it for home fans. That should be the same for away fans. You know, the league need to look at the pricing structure, not just the clubs.
At least 25 quid, because I mean, Dave, it's about 30 quid a game on average at the moment, isn't it? You know, we're paying more and more and more, and you know, trying to get you got to take into account getting down there and everything else, and food and everything else. So. And I think the problem is this season is a lot of games that we would have probably had an end and filled have been midweek as well. So like the Cardiffs and the Prestons, they've been midweek. So hopefully at some point, hopefully it will change. I mean, I've got to admit, I do like it 2,500. Dave, what do you think? I think the atmosphere can sometimes be really good when there's the core.
I have a view, and it comes from lots of years ago. Yeah. If there's more than 3,000, I already know we're going to lose 3-0.
Yeah. But the more people that go, the more, you know, the more the merrier. Let's get people down there supporting the club. But obviously it's got to keep the atmosphere, the good atmosphere, because sometimes when it's smaller, you get the pure atmosphere. Then when it gets bigger, but Leicester's atmosphere was brilliant when we took the amount of people we did.
So last few minutes then. Predictions.
Hey Paul, just going back onto the team a second. I wanted to ask a question to you guys as well. Like I talked about Pritchard being back. Hopefully in training this week. Certainly when he gets back, I'd like to see someone like Dukey start there and play like a two up top with Dukey and Stansfield, because I think Pritchard's main thing is his delivery of the ball. What's your thoughts on that as you guys as having like going back to like a basic 4-4-2?
I'd love that, Mark, to be honest.
Well, mind you, I've seen us win the cup not playing 4-4-2, but in general, like over the years going, for me, we've always played 4-4-2 when we've done decent. I mean, the last time was Gary Monk, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that season.
Say Dukey and Shea.
Who would you drop though? That's the thing at the moment. Who are you going to drop to go 4-4-2?
You'd have to sacrifice one of the midfielders for Pritchard, wouldn't you? Either Dizal or Pake. Then
you've got JJ there, and you've got
JJ as well. Yeah, tough one, isn't it?
I think Pritchard will be a big player for us, I think.
Yeah.
Having playing wingers and having Djukovic up front, and then having Stansfield playing off him could end up like it was when Che was at the club, because that was part of their key, was the fact that they knew how to play off each other. So you always had Dukey winning a ball, Che running in behind. There is no reason Stansfield couldn't do that as well. So I like 4-4-2.
Yeah, I do.
It would be very, very tough though to change some of the players we've got in the team at the moment, and I think it could be a huge bonus if it paid off, but it could be a huge, huge gamble on the opposite
Didn't we
side.
have James Beattie as coach as well, 4-4-2?
Yeah.
So the one position I would strengthen in the summer is a striker coach. That's what
I've been saying that on it for years.
But we need a striker coach, because I think we're okay at everything else, but getting the ball in the net with the amount of chances that we have, and even just having an out and out goal scorer, you need a striker coach in the club.
Yeah.
You need a striker to be able to do it. We've got Ashley Cole as a defender, fine. You got Shuttleworth and you got Venus and Mowbray. They're all quite defensive.
Yeah.
We need somebody who actually has played up the top of the pitch, can work with the people we've got. That'd be my number one signing.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But predictions for Saturday?
Predictions, yeah.
Chris, go on, you go first.
I'm going to go 1-0 Blues.
Hope you're right.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think we'll get a good point. I'll take a point.
2-2.
Desmond.
Here's an experiment. Everybody all at once. Predictions.
2-1.
I'm on the lines of the 2-1 as well. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet, but I do think we've got enough to beat them. Be on the positive side. We're going to go in. Got some people saying 1-2 at home.
I think Mike's just swearing at us, to be honest.
They were good when we played them. I'm not gonna they were up there with the Leicester. I'm gonna admit.
I'm gonna
they
go
were brilliant when we played them at their place.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Blues.
Optimistic. I'll go in there, don't I?
What are the odds on Shea scoring?
I don't think he's played for a while, has he?
He's injured.
Last night.
Yeah,
I did
play,
He's
and he
definitely
scored.
then.
Oh, there you go then. Shows how much I watch him.
Che Adams with a goal in the last minute.
Oh yeah, it's written in the stars, isn't it? That's why I said 2-1. Then he's going to score. Alan.
2-0.
2-0 Blues.
We're due a clean sheet.
I've been saying this for since August, don't we?
We're due a clean sheet.
We're going to watch.
And we don't lose with a clean sheet. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. It doesn't happen often though, does it, Alan? Come on.
Mark, what do you reckon?
I'm going with Robe, 1-1.
Cheers, Mark.
I might write this down. You two have agreed.
Yes.
I'm going to change my
Somebody's got to
mind.
stick with it. Are we up? That's gone
So that is the end.
That's loud.
That is the end. We've been the Tilton Talk Show, and it's good night from me, Paul Hipkiss, and it's good night from Craig Courtney.
It's good night from me, and I should have done this earlier on, but it is Obafemi Day tomorrow. It's also my youngest daughter's 12th birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Liv.
And it's a good night from me and a good night to Claire Giblin.
It's good night from me. Good night from the Robe himself.
Good night from me and good night from Alan.
And good night from... It's not sunny Sussex today, mate. Bloody awful. But good night and God bless you all.
Don't forget Mark. And good night from Mark Meredith in America. Always forget that one.
Thank you. It's definitely a sunny Texas.
Looks like a sunny St Andrews from what I can see.
Yeah.
And good night from the main man, Chris Browne.
Good night from me. Good night. Thank you all.
Keep right on.
Night, John boy. And we do it every week.
Hey, Mark,
What were you doing, Alan?
I, I, I was interested in your comment about I should know the rules of football. Sorry, laws. And I gave you a list of all the changes since I can remember since I refereed, and there was about
Oh
a
yeah.
dozen there. Well, I thought about six more this morning. You know, the things about 30 seconds on the touchline and the different stubs. You know, there was only one stub when I refereed. Then there was two. Then there was three. Then there was five. And then you could have another one in extra time and all this. And I'm thinking it was a simple bloody game when I refereed it.
Yeah, no, sure.
Simple game, you know.
They've spoiled it with a lot of different rules they brought in. The game has gone soft now. That's the problem.
The one about the goal kicks don't have to go out the penalty area.
Yeah,
farcical.
That's because they want them. The problem is that even as coaches now, we're told we have to pass the ball to the kids inside the area. Like that's the way we've got to teach them now.
Yeah. I went to a game down here. It was a Sussex Senior Cup match, Hastings and somebody else. I can't remember who. And it was piddling down, absolutely peeing down. And they were all trying to take goal kicks and edge of the box and all that. You know what the score was at the end? 12-3.
I can imagine.
12 bloody 3 it was.
Probably all mistakes as well, huh?
Hey?
Probably all mistakes for the goals as well, isn't it?
They were. And for, you know, the crowd were going, for God's sake, kick that bloody thing up the pitch.
Let's move it. It looks like everybody left us.
Bye-bye.
Oi, Rob.
I think I'm going.
Yeah.
Good night, all.
See you, buddy. Hey, good job, guys.